Craig, you've watched him have no impact on the Jets all season long.
I did,
What
yes.
impact do you expect to have on the Ravens as they go on a Super Bowl?
I think a significant impact.
Huh.
And I told you earlier in the week that Baltimore should not be counted out because it made a lot of sense. People forgot they lost not one, but two starting running backs. The last one, Keaton Mitchell, who came on the scene like, like the Flash, right? This is a great signing, I think, for the Baltimore Ravens. Running backs, it's not hard, in my opinion, for a running back to pick up the lingo of a team. Of how you play calls. It's not like a wide receiver, where's my cut, where's my drop, where's my step. For running backs, it's either you're blocking on this play or I'm giving you the ball. And go do what you do. I think this acquisition is brilliant by the Baltimore Ravens, and not that they needed another piece, but you bring in a healthy running back, and he is, 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, was trying to run, 5 times a game at most for the Jets, behind the worst offensive line in football. Yeah. He will be a difference maker at some point in the playoffs for the Baltimore Ravens. And for those of us that already thought the Ravens were the best team in the AFC, they are. And maybe all football, they are, having beaten San Francisco a couple weeks ago. Dalvin Cook makes them even better. Yep. And I do not believe for a minute that he is washed. I think he was a product of Breece Hall's emergence, coming off the torn ACL, the bad offensive line, the bad coordinating, the bad coaching, and everything else that was going on with the Jets. And I think this puts Baltimore another notch above everybody in the AFC.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a great compliment to Gus Edwards, who's their leading rusher. But overall, man, I'm 100% with you. I think when he got to the Jets, his sole job was to hold down the fort till Breece got healthy. Breece got healthy fast, and he kind of faded out the offense, and they didn't know what to do with him. And I also think he was a little dinged because when he joined the Jets, he was dealing with a shoulder situation. Yeah. That's all on the passing. What I love about Dalvin Cook, he runs like an AFC North running back. It's between the tackles. He does really great with a pulling scheme, and he has the ability to take it yards. So for me, I think he's a great pickup.
And the other part of it, Vicky, you can talk to this as much as anyone, is what Dalvin Cook in Minnesota was also really good at is what you're seeing his brother do in Buffalo.
Correct.
Catch the ball out of the backfield, little swing passes, screen passes, little chip and go type of stuff. And I think there's going to be a game or a drive where he becomes the featured guy on the field. And I think an offense that's already explosive just got better.
I think that's the best thing that you said. I think he fits the scheme of the Ravens almost perfectly. And then secondly, he's a great team guy. He's a great locker room guy. And he already has relationships with a ton of those guys on the team already. Yeah. And he's going to be great for that football team. And schematically, I'm scared of this football team.
And let me point out just what I'm saying, like how bad things were with the Jets with Dalvin Cook and why there's some people that think he's washed, and I'm not among those people. Nathaniel Hackett came out yesterday, and they were talking about kind of like the state of the offense and what went wrong. And the offensive coordinator of the New York Jets said, I had no idea that Breece Hall was good outside of the backfield as a pass receiver.
Yeah, hey, Craig, by the way.
I'm not making that up.
Yeah, I got another one for you. Remember, he also said, I didn't know Michael Parsons was fast.
Right. I saw that yesterday. I go, wait a minute. You're the offensive coordinator,
watching film.
And you didn't know that Breece Hall could catch the ball?
That's why you should be fired. Seriously.
That's why Dalvin Cook, I think, is going to have a career resurgence in a 1-month span between now and the Super Bowl. And I think the Cowboys had interest. We all knew that. You said Cleveland because of the connection to Stefanski would have made a lot of sense. But Baltimore got him, and Baltimore's going to the Super Bowl.
Moving on to second and football. I know it's only week 18, but we essentially have our first playoff game on Saturday night. It is the Colts and the Texans. It's a win, and you are in game. It is C.J. Stroud against Gardner Minshew. Very simply, Craig, start with you. Who you got?
It's not going to be popular. I'm going to tell you right now.
Look how big his damn helmet is.
Yeah, he's got big head. He's got big head, all right? I'm taking the Colts.
What are you doing? You obviously haven't been watching the Colts, Craig. Why would you pick the Colts?
Because I know, and here's the deal.
Look at that damn head.
Whoever wins the game is going to the
That's a massive.
It's like a big
head damn helmet
mascot.
Big helmet.
It looks like Marvin the Martian.
And the turtleneck doesn't help because it's giving like bobblehead body.
It's like Merton Hanks.
Jesus.
It's old school. It's San Francisco reference. All right, so to get back on page here, what Jacoby said is dead on right. Winner of this game is in the playoffs, period, stop. This is essentially our first playoff game of this season. Everyone's in love with C.J. Stroud, rightfully so.
Yep.
He was on pace to be, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Still may get it in theory, based on the great year the Texans have had. This game is in Indianapolis.
Yep.
So it's a home playoff game for them. All right. And we're counting out Gardner Minshew because he's got a big head.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah.
I just think no one has paid attention to what the Colts have done all year. And all year long, they've had some bad losses, and then they kind of had that sneaky win. And you're like, well, that's interesting. The Colts won that game kind of thing. Because they don't do anything great.
Nothing.
They're not great at anything.
Right.
Right. But they have a really good first-year coach. All right. They have a really good system that Gardner Minshew has adapted right into and has played really well in. And they're at home, and they can run the ball. So to me, I'm not knocking the Texans. I think D'Amico Ryans could be coach of the year.
A really good coach.
Yeah, really good coach. Love C.J. Stroud. But they're also really banged up. Tank Dell ain't playing in this game.
Correct.
Right? So they have a lot of injuries. C.J.'s now only one game back from the concussion. And while it's been a great story, I'll take the home team in Indianapolis to win and advance into the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't, because their defense is horrible. The bottom line, they can't stop a Colt. And so at the end of the day, you talk about Gardner Minshew being part of his office. Yes, they have done better, and they've won some significant games.
Sure.
But overall, it's the Texans. They're a different team than last time they played, right? Like when the Colts played the Texans last time, it was Anthony Richardson at quarterback, right? Like now you got Gardner, now you got C.J. Stroud. And C.J. Stroud understands, like, listen, it all goes through me. If I continue to stay in the pocket, deliver the football, have explosive plays down the field, we're going to be okay. I do not trust this Colts defense. They're horrible against the pass, and I think this game is going to be over early.
Look, I don't think either team is great. And sorry, Vic, your point is right. Like, you don't know which defense is going to show up for Indy, right? Or just complete what team's going to show up. This is a team that gave up 29 points to the Falcons a couple weeks ago.
Correct.
So I get it. My belief, though, is home playoff games mean something. And this is a home playoff game. And it's like the Texans are coming in, with everybody healthy, ready to play. The Texans are an average football team also.
I think they're having one of those special years, though. I'm not saying they're going to go make a deep run into the playoffs or anything like that, but I believe in D'Amico Ryans and getting this team ready to play because he's done it all year long, and C.J. Stroud being a viable quarterback and proving that he's rising to that elite level status as he starts to progress and get better each and every game. His play is starting to rise, and guys are starting to galvanize around that. So I think he can ultimately, in a few years, be the guy, Patrick Mahomes style, that can galvanize guys that may not be heralded guys and turn them into stars.
One thing about this game is both fan bases got to be very happy with their season, win or lose.
Absolutely.
Both fan bases, they both have expectations.
To a point, though, you lose this game, you're not going home happy.
Right? You have to be happy with your future. You have to be happy with the season. You have to be happy with your coach.
A few weeks from now, you'll look back and go, okay.
Yeah, but after, they didn't know Gardner was going to be this guy, all right?
I agree with what Jacoby's saying in a few weeks.
Yeah, the next, sure.
I'm with you on that, yes.
And I also think,
because it was unexpected, like, hey, we have a rookie coach, we have a rookie quarterback. Hey, we're the Colts.
Seriously, think about the Colts season, right?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't pay Jonathan Taylor because the owner was paying for putters and whales.
The whale.
Right? Let's think about this. Like,
R.I.P. the whale.
Right, their offensive line has been abysmal, been up and down. Gardner Minshew's been a steady Eddie for them. Their defense has kind of trotted along. But don't get it twisted. C.J. Stroud is probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, right? On top of that, he has done an amazing job controlling the football. He has thrown picks this year, and they continue to give him the ball. He continues to make explosive plays, and he's made no-name guys stars.
The subplot to this is if you win this game, you're one of the top two in Coach of the Year, I feel like.
I think they're both already there. I think both guys are already there. I would also say this about the Indianapolis Colts. Only one time this year did they not win right after a loss. They rebound very well. Yeah. Every time they lose, there's one time they didn't. I think they lost 3 in a row. But every other loss they've had, the next week, bang, get a dub. Lose, bang, get a dub. So, look, it's not going to be the best football we've ever seen.
Yeah,
I can promise you that.
Right? You're not watching when you want to. You're not watching the game.
Itself.
Oh, yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Saturday night. You're watching.
Dude, I live in New Jersey. I'm not going to have any power, 40-mile-per-hour winds, 8 inches of snow, and I got my sour diesel delivery and my Wonka bars yesterday.
Crank up the generator. Crank up the generator. Watch the game. Moving on to third and football, we have another big game with a lot at stake.
Yeah, well, look, it's a playoff vibe. I'll give him that. And it's Jordan Love and all that stuff. But you've got the red-hot Justin Fields.
Red hot.
And the red hot Chicago Bears looking to take care of business because, as Aaron Rodgers used to say, I own you. And this is a chance to do kind of what Detroit did to Green Bay last year. I know they knew before that game ended that Green Bay couldn't get in.
Correct.
But, Green Bay played Detroit last year, Lambeau Field, and going into the game, there's a thought, we win, we might get in. And Detroit beat them 20-16, much different circumstance, I get it. I'm all over Chicago in this game.
I love it.
All over Chicago. I think this is the Justin Fields, I want to be your franchise quarterback game, and I'm going to prove why. He has had a very good year, somewhat quietly because the Bears are a joke of a franchise, and he did get hurt and missed a couple games. But he is proving to people again, you gave him a legitimate wide receiver in DJ Moore. You started to shore up some other parts of what has been a bad franchise for damn near a decade, it seems like now. And all of a sudden, it's like, you know what? A little patience every once in a while can reward you. And the patience with Justin Fields is now paying dividends. And as you guys said yesterday, imagine adding Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes,
Imagine acquiring, a new right tackle or guard, whatever it might be. Imagine getting this guy and that guy. And they've got tons of money to spend under the cap. And they've got huge draft picks coming up. And I think this is where Justin Fields goes on behalf of all Chicagoans, including the family of Sid Luckman.
Oh, Sid Luckman.
All right.
That's digging into crates there, right?
How about this? Read a book once.
Okay.
All right. All right.
The great Sid Luckman.
The great Sid Luckman. His dad did life as a part of the mob in New York.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Great story, Sid Luckman. Went to Columbia and then became a rock star in Chicago. Long story for another day.
Got it.
Chicago goes into Green Bay and they pull the old, follow me please?
Okay.
They pull the old Pete Weber Jr.
Suck it!
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, let me get this right, Craig. In the Houston and Indianapolis game, you take the home team because it's a home playoff game.
It's true.
And then Green Bay and Chicago.
Right.
You take Chicago in Green Bay?
Right.
Is it because the Packers have lost back-to-back finale games with LaFleur?
I didn't even know that. It's because
I know that's what you.
I am now.
With Jordan Love playing out of his mind this year, playing well.
The better quarterback in this game is Justin Fields, not Jordan Love.
Craig, let me show you something.
There's
Because
a hot take.
you said that
you
Justin
there's a hot
Fields was red hot, but take a look at what both these quarterbacks have done lately. These are two of the hottest passes in the league in the last 4 games.
Yes, sir.
Look at this in the last 4 games. Both of them have been playing, but look at Jordan Love, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. Both of them, the points per game have been equal.
Yes.
This is going to be fun. I don't know who's going to win. It's going to be fun to watch.
Here's the other thing.
It's gonna be cold, you know that.
As a long-suffering Jet fan, I can relate to the Bears' plight.
How?
Screw Green Bay. They've won enough. They've won enough.
Is that your angle?
Yeah, that's right.
They've won enough?
It's enough winning.
How about Fields is playing for his career? Like, that's what he's doing.
And I'm backing him up.
Yeah.
As a Jets fan, he can relate because Week 18 is insignificant, so they try to play spoiler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bill's fan.
By the way, no joke, if I told you 3 months ago that the Chicago Bears finished at 8-9 and knocked the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs at Lambeau, you would have said, I'll meet you at your house for the Wonka Bar. Right. And that's on the table now. It's like we talk about, like you just said, Vic, or Jacoby said it, regardless of who wins the Indy-Houston game, fans will be like, what a great year we had. Next year we make the playoffs, and it's for real. Well, Chicago's doing the same damn thing.
All the picks,
they?
number 1 pick.
The
number 1 pick. They get 8 wins. They put the Packers out. They got the number 1 pick and like the number 11 pick. That'd be great.
They don't know if Justin Fields coming back or their GM. And you worried about them going to the playoff? They got bigger fish to fry.
Oh, no.
Bingo.
They're in a good spot.
Let's go Chicago. That's what I have to say. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.